shit in 3D. I know some niggas won't be me. Ayy, I know some niggas won't be me. Yeah, this shit look 3D. Yeah, this shit in 3D. I know some niggas won't be me. Ayy, I know some niggas won't be me. Yeah, this shit look 3D. Ayy, yeah. I was never in the car with them niggas. I was a shock of them niggas. Wouldn't get caught with them niggas. I seen the flaw in them niggas. Wouldn't get far with them niggas. Couldn't employ none of them niggas. Pray to Allah for them niggas. I put that claw on them niggas. I break a jaw on them niggas. Better go ask my slaughter these niggas. That boy ain't from my. Not a blemish on my image, I'm eternal, I'm eternal. Ain't no promise I'ma see tomorrow. Yeah, something but my name, make a fuck nigga stay in they lane. Burn them up and turn them up internally. I feel like I'm eternal, yeah. I've been living longer than the Lord. Boy, if I ain't believing God, I won't see nothing but them wild. Gotta tell them you a king. You will never reach me cause I'm tied to a chick, dawg. Nah, I ain't no regret, dawg. Standing on the business, everything you want, I know how to get it started. I'm like a cigarette, you want smoke, you get lit up. You ain't see it coming, you ain't peep that. You ain't see it creeping in the back door. What that little dude must've thought was a nightmare. That wasn't a nightmare, oh no. I'm eternal. Everything a nigga gotta say about me better be some G shit. I remember back in school when them teachers and them coaches and them pussy ass bitches told me I wouldn't be shit. Now they hear me on their TV. Now for real, I don't care if they remember me. Now for real, till they die they gon' remember I was winning and they know I'm from them trenches. I been getting it how I'm living on me. I can't do no run around with the fake smiles. I get on that bullshit, I catch a case, I go to trial. Wanna kill everybody that'll never let me down. Never thought I'd see a hit a turn state and switch sides. Niggas made me really wanna slide. Now for real, I'm eternal, I never hide. Now for real, I be everywhere, I'm outside trying to get a meal. I'm eternal, still gripping wood. Not a blemish on my image, I'm eternal. Ain't no promise I'ma see tomorrow. Yeah, something but my name, make a fuck nigga stay in they lane. Burn them up and turn them up internally. I feel like I'm eternal, yeah. I've been living longer than the Lord. Boy, if I ain't believing God, I won't see nothing but them wild. Don't tell them you a bitch made nigga. Hating on a player made nigga. It can be a last day nigga. Yeah, the money made nigga. You can get a holiday nigga. You can get a shit bag nigga. I just wanna do me. I be smoking weed to the doobie. ADHD running all through me. I be mixing up the Louis and the Gucci strap like it's Call of Duty. If your hoe get out of pocket, I won't get that booty. I'm eternal. They gon' say I'm abnormal. Preaching sermons say I'm evil. Gotta get my karma. No bulletproof vest, but I feel like armor. God got me, he gon' wipe a nigga head like Sherman. I'm telling you, I demand my respect over there one and that one and pack one. These sucker nigga making no sense. I'm a 10-toe nigga, I'ma slap one. I ain't ducking no collision. My decision gon' be terrorism. Wishy-washy nigga better stand out the way. I be hunting down the money, cause with nothing ever given. I be damn if I play with niggas. Bitches, you crazy. You can't be eternal, nigga, you too lazy. If I kept a journal, it would say you fake it. Take care of them babies, you would do it on the daily. Better go do something safe, we ain't playing with the snakes. Not a blemish on my image, I'm eternal. Ain't no promise I'ma see tomorrow. Yeah, something but my name, make a fuck nigga stay in they lane. Burn them up and turn them up internally. I feel like I'm eternal, I can send them to the Lord. Boy, if I ain't believing God, I won't see nothing but them walls. Not a blemish on my image, I'm eternal. Ain't no promise I'ma see tomorrow. Yeah, something but my name, make a fuck nigga stay in they lane. Burn them up and turn them up internally. I feel like I'm eternal, yeah. I've been living longer than the Lord. Boy, if I ain't believing God, I won't see nothing but them wild. Gotta tell them you a king. You will never reach me cause I'm tied to a chick, dawg. Nah, I ain't no regret, dawg. Standing on the business, everything you want, I know how to get it started. I'm like a cigarette, you want smoke, you get lit up.
How I sound now, y'all? I don't know what be going on with my audio, but it definitely be going out. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Okay, everybody. So I did learn last night how to share my screen. So we'll be able to watch some videos. And I got some good stuff. I wanted to go over uh, what's going on in the world news. Um, I've seen some interesting things that I wanted to cover. So let me see if I can get this rolling for us this morning. Let me see something. Let me see something. How did everybody sleep last night? Mama Ross, I don't know if you got my message that I sent you back, but I did message you back um, this morning. There's a couple things going on, y'all, with this war. We definitely are constantly losing ships. We definitely lost another ship. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get to it for y'all. Thought I had it already set up, but I don't see it now. Hold on. You know, one thing that I learned yesterday was that when we get ready to go to war or we have anything going on, we are definitely supposed to talk to our allied countries before we try to do anything. Oh no, Kelly, because they already helping Iran. Yeah, they helping Iran, and so is Russia. That's been going on for like the past like week and a half, I want to say. But I learned yesterday that when we are getting ready to do anything that's involved in war, we are supposed to talk to our allied countries like the UK, people like that. And since we did not talk to them, they definitely said that they are not helping with no type of war, which you cannot blame them for. Um, Learned that yesterday. They said that this is not their war at all. That's why I was trying to pull up so y'all can hear them talk this morning. I was listening to them talk last night. Let me see. It's definitely a chain of command that's not being followed, and they are not happy about it at all. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I want to say it's this one. It's the one I'm looking for. Okay. So let me do this real quick. Hold on one second, y'all.
At America's airports, these severe storms and TSA staffing shortages worsening. Now, weeks into this partial government shutdown, nearly 60
This y'all is
going
basically
without their paychecks.
covering,
Major airlines tonight
talking about
begging
what's been
lawmakers
going
to
on.
pay these workers. The war in Iran tonight, an Iranian drone hitting a hotel, flames shooting out the windows. And tonight, President Trump now blasting America's NATO allies, demanding that they now help secure the Strait of Hormuz. One ally saying it's not our war. James Longman live from the region tonight. Just in, a federal judge tonight blocking Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s major changes involving childhood vaccines. Tonight, the Academy of Pediatrics calling this a victory and what they say parents should do. In New York City, the deadly inferno, a massive fire, 4 people killed, including a child. The daring Coast Guard rescue on the ice breaking apart in the middle of the rescue. Dolly Parton's first public appearance and what she's...
Tonight on ABC News Live Prime, a top U.S. counterterrorism official resigns over the Iran war as one of the country's most powerful surviving leaders is killed. Director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, claims Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. President Trump calls him weak on security. All this as he now insists help is no longer needed from NATO allies to help secure the Strait of Hormuz. Tonight, Iran confirms one of the country's most powerful surviving leaders was killed in an airstrike. Israel claims that it took out the regime's security chief. The disturbing allegations against a civil rights icon and his power is slowly restored in Cuba. We take a look at just how often these island blackouts happen. The winter storm unleashing more than 2 feet of snow in multiple states and knocking out power for hundreds of thousands of customers. Those storms, coupled with the ongoing partial government shutdown, leading to another day of travel nightmares. Thousands of flights delayed or canceled. Look up, the explosive boom that shook an Ohio community and brought a rare sight in the sky in broad daylight.
It was just like a boom, like that.
Has Banksy been unmasked? The report that claims to finally reveal the mysterious identity of the British guerrilla artist. We go to Syria tonight with actor Theo James, who has deep roots in the country, to take a look at the rebuilding efforts.
They wanted to dwell on the future. They wanted to dwell on saying, we're back, we need to rebuild.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is Prime with Lindsay Davis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We begin with breaking developments in the war in Iran. President Trump is blasting NATO allies for refusing his demands to help protect the Strait of Hormuz, 24 hours after pressing NATO countries to help the U.S. secure the waterway. Today, the president insisted, quote, we don't need help. The president also had heavy criticism for his handpicked director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, who resigned the post earlier today in protest, saying Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. and that Israel had pressured the U.S. into war. Late today, Iran confirmed its de facto leader and national security chief was killed in an Israeli airstrike. Tehran continues to fight back, hitting multiple targets, including the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. We have team coverage from Washington and the Middle East, but we begin with Rachel Scott at the White House with the high-level resignation and President Trump's response.
Tonight, the administration's top counterterrorism official resigning in protest.
How's my audio, y'all? Because I want to make sure y'all hear this. I want to make sure y'all hear what this man right here has to say about what's going on with this war. Can you hear me? Okay, hold on.
Over President Trump's war with Iran, declaring Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. Joe Kent, director of the National Counterterrorism Center, writing, I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. It is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Kent accusing Israel of a misinformation campaign to deceive Trump into believing that Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States, and that should he strike now, there was a clear path to swift victory. This was a lie. President Trump, who has long supported Kent's political career, despite Kent's controversies and past associations with anti-Semites, today brushing off his resignation.
And I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well.
Today, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, saying Joe Kent's record is deeply troubling. But on this point, he is right. There was no credible evidence of an imminent threat from Iran. It comes as the president lashes out at America's NATO allies for.
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. If the hand-picked fella is saying that there was no imminent threat, and he's stepping down because he can't do it with a good conscience, knowing that we are at war for no reason. No reason. That's why I said I'm more inclined to not believe that the little terrorist attacks that we've been having is not really terror. Well, it is set up terrorist attacks. Let me say that. That's what I'm more inclined to believe. Because ever since they got this information that there was no threat, yeah, it's definitely been some problems. Good morning, Roast. Kelly Cuz said, I'm telling y'all to change your money and to go put it in a safe and bury it on your own property. Gold is the first money. It will be the last. That paper y'all chasing. Man, you can only tell people so much. You can only tell people so much. But that's proof right there that this is not our war. This is not our war that we are involved in. Let's keep going, because I definitely want to get into what our allied countries had to say about this war.
Refusing his demand to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz, more than 2 weeks after President Trump launched the war himself. Germany declaring it's not our war.
We can't be at every place to support a war which we didn't start it.
From the UK, a similar message. And today, French President Emmanuel Macron
Nous ne sommes pas partie prenante au conflit.
Saying France will never take part in operations to open or liberate the Strait of Hormuz in the current context.
I think NATO's making a very foolish mistake.
After calling for Europe's help, tonight the president saying he doesn't need it after all.
Well, we don't need too much help, and we don't need any help, actually.
Yeah, he says that the U.S. can go.
See, that's what I was talking about when I was saying yesterday, they asked like a fat kid who can't get his way. Because you were just asking for these people help. Now that they come to you with facts that you definitely did not follow the chain of command. Now that it's facts that you are doing what you want to do without consulting anybody, some people are not going to be involved in none of that. They're not about to be involved in none of that, and they don't care. They can care less.
Just now joins us now from the White House. So, Rachel, what are NATO allies saying about that demand from President Trump?
Well, the president, even though he's very clearly frustrated with our NATO allies, they have been clear across the board saying that this is not their war, saying the president did not consult them before moving forward with those strikes against Iran. And tomorrow, Lindsay, all eyes will be on Capitol Hill. The president's national security team will be testifying before Congress, and they will certainly face many questions on whether Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States, Lindsay.
All right, Rachel Scott for us. Thanks so much, Rachel. In another blow to the Iranian regime, Tehran has confirmed that its national security chief was killed in an Israeli airstrike. This comes as Iran continues its strikes in the region. Plus, there are new reports that Israel is now targeting police checkpoints in Tehran with the help of Iranians. Our chief international correspondent, James Longman, has the latest.
See, let me stop it real quick, because he thinks that that's a win. because we took out one of the leaders. Sir, we are steady losing ships. I don't know if y'all know, one of the CIA buildings, American CIA building, was definitely destroyed. It's crazy. Let me check my audio real quick, y'all. Let me check my audio. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to buy a new headset, y'all, or something. Yeah, he was definitely testing the waters. He was definitely testing to see if he can just get some people to go along, and they not going. They not going. They don't care. Um, they just want to do what they want to do. They want to do what they want to do. And one thing's for sure, that Bible definitely gonna foretell itself. That's one thing it's definitely gonna do. Good morning, Tim. Calico said one thing scared me about this war. Yeah, because let me tell you something, okay, because usually if we go to war, them same people, France, UK, it's our ally countries, we have a sit down meeting with them. They all have to be in agreement that yes, America is in immediate threat. So yes, let's go to war. Come on, we about to help you. It was no evidence of that. So that's why we don't have no help. It's crazy. When I say it's crazy, it's crazy. Mama Ross said he need to test the waters by himself, not with us. Hold on, y'all.
Tonight, the dramatic images coming in from Tehran, raging flames in the streets. Videos circulating online show the Israelis turning their focus to local regime targets. The IDF says they've hit dozens of police checkpoints and vehicles in Tehran. An Israeli intelligence source tonight tells ABC News some Iranians themselves are now sharing locations where regime militia are on patrol for the Israelis to strike. This amid a brutal blow to Iran's chain of command. Israel killing Iran's top national security chief, Ali Larijani, calling him the de facto leader of the regime. That same strike also killing the commander of Iran's feared religious militia, the Basij, Gholam Reza Soleimani. That militia behind the bloody crackdown on Iranians in the streets protesting against the regime back in January that left nearly 7,000 dead. Israel's tactic to help Iranians take to the streets again despite enormous danger. And tonight, Iranian proxies targeting the US embassy in Baghdad yet again, flames rising from the compound. Incredible video shows the moment a massive gun that protects the US embassy shoots an Iranian drone out of the sky. And with oil prices rising, Iran struck a 17th ship today in the critical Strait of Hormuz.
Let's pause it right there. He didn't just say one ship. He said the 17th ship. Good morning, Jazz. The 17th. You know how much oil is in that water right there? In that water that y'all looking at. You know how much after this war is over, we're going to have to give up to clean that water? The orange man ain't thinking about that. Man, listen.
Hormuz. In the US, gas prices have risen 90 cents since the start of the war, now averaging $3.84 a gallon. And for only the second time in US history, diesel prices have now hit $5 a gallon. Economists warn this will now have a ripple effect across the US economy.
A lot of
That's what I was just saying the other day. If you think that everybody's not about to be affected from this, you crazy. If diesel is up to 5 something, right? Think about the food prices. Because it's the trucks that use the diesel that bring you the food. It's the trucks that bring you everything that is at that grocery store. They about to raise the prices of everything. I'm telling you, energy for your home is about to go up. Everything about to go up.
Concern about that. James Longman joins us now. James, how is the U.S. responding to the attack of the embassy in Baghdad?
Well, we know that U.S. forces now have deployed helicopters to try to target these militia in Kirkuk. Actually, 2 U.S. helicopters on their way to try to take these mobilization forces. These are kind of militia which are loyal to Iran. They function here in Iraq, and they have been activated in these now over 2 weeks of war. The problem that the United States has, though, of course, is that they've been fighting these groups for years, all the way through the 2003 Iraq war. And Israel says the whole reason for this effort at regime change is to try to cut the head off the snake. If you take out the regime in Tehran, groups like these in Iraq would no longer exist. The trouble with that is very, very hard to do, as the United States is finding out. Lindsay?
James Longman in northern Iraq for us. James, thank you. Jabed Ali joins us now. He's a former senior director for counterterrorism at the National Security Council. Thank you so much for joining us. Israel says that it has killed Iran's de facto leader in an airstrike. How big of a development would you say that this is?
So, Lindsay, nice to be with you. And I would argue the death of Ali Larijani is just as significant for Iran as the death of Ali Khamenei, the former supreme leader, going back now 2+ weeks ago. Ali Larijani was, by all accounts, running the national security affairs of Iran, both before the war broke out and then subsequent to that. So with his death, the question is, who now will replace him? Probably somebody else very senior from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, who was also trusted and had the credentials that Larijani and others did. But the regime is under tremendous pressure. This alone won't make it collapse, but I don't think that Iran can continue to lose leaders at this level for weeks on end. Their bench is growing shorter by the day.
And we are more than 2 weeks into this war at this point. What do you think success looks like? And do you think that America's goals continue to be aligned strategically with Israel's?
That's a great question, Lindsay. So we've heard from President Trump that he believes the military operations the U.S. and Israel have engaged in so far have delivered tremendous results. We've talked about the fact that Iran has lost its most senior leaders for the past 2.5 weeks. Thousands and thousands of strikes against the Iranian military, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, its ballistic missile and drone capabilities, its Navy, its Air Force, all under serious pressure, and probably only fractions of that capability still remaining. So I think the question is, for the end state, whether it's a couple days or a couple weeks away or longer, can the U.S. live with the regime still intact, but with a different level of leaders, but a much weakened Iranian military that can't threaten its neighbors? That is one scenario for success, but is that going to result in that time frame? And is that what President Trump truly would like to see at the end of this?
President Trump, as you know, is blasting NATO allies for refusing his demands to help protect the Strait of Hormuz. It's part of a growing wedge between the U.S. and Europe. What kind of security implications could that have?
So the issue with the Strait of Hormuz, as we've talked about, with Iran under tremendous pressure, both on the regime and on the military side, what Iran is doing is attacking its neighbors and trying to close the Gulf and deny access to shipping in and out of the Gulf to force the economic and political pressure back on the U.S. and the West. And these effects are having the impact here at home, as your previous segments talked about, with the rising gas prices and other impacts on the economy. So that's the card that Iran is trying to play right now. But again, its military capabilities are far weaker than they were 2.5 weeks ago. and how much longer can Iran try to block shipping in the Straits of Hormuz? And at what point will the U.S. try to sort of get through that blockade and even land U.S. troops in Iran to accelerate the military campaign that's going on?
And let's get your reaction to Joe Kent's resignation. Trump's director of the National Counterterrorism Center quit and said that Iran posed no imminent threat and that Israel pressured the U.S. into the war. What do you make of that, and what kind of pressure does it put on the White House?
So, significant development. And I also had worked at the National Counterterrorism Center for 3.5 years before I went to the White House in 2017. So I know exactly what the organization does and what its previous directors do and how important that position is. So he's the first senior Trump administration official who is appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate to resign. And not only resign, but resign on what Joe Kent is saying is on principle and this opposition to the war on Iran. So it remains to be seen whether others in that inner circle in the Trump national security world will also resign. I think that's unlikely. I think he will probably be the only one, at least for the immediate future. But I also don't think it will really change the way President Trump is thinking about prosecuting the war and dealing with the fallout back.
So let me stop right there. No, it won't change anything right now with President Trump. But what it did do, it gave Congress ammo. That's what it did. It gave Congress a reason to keep pushing the issue that it was no immediate threat. Our ally countries not helping. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me fix my audio. Our ally countries not helping because there was no immediate threat. It's giving Congress a reason to do what they're doing right now. Man, everybody, one thing for sure, I don't care who you are in this world, you have to follow by the rules. You have to follow by chain of command. I don't care who you are. When you are the president, you work for the people. You are not a god. Don't nobody bow down to you. You work for the people. And I think that he keeps on forgetting that. Craziness.
Back here at home and in the center itself, I mean, there will be someone who will assume Joe Kent's duties. And then the question will be, will the White House nominate somebody else to be confirmed by the Senate to run the center?
Javed Ali, we thank you so much for your insight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
NASA has confirmed the loud boom heard in the skies above Ohio this morning was caused by a meteor. Multiple videos show the bright shooting star streaking across the sky. Here's our Rhiannon Alley with reaction from the ground.
Tonight, NASA says this bright red fireball streaking through the sky, moving at 40,000 miles per hour and seen from at least 10 states, is a rare daylight meteor crashing into Earth.
Oh, what the was that?
The asteroid bursting through the Earth's atmosphere, sending loud sonic booms, rattling homes from Ohio to Kentucky. The blast so powerful it shook the ground, the rumbling registering on a seismograph.
It was just like a boom, like that.
The meteor seen just before 9 a.m. for barely 5 seconds, traveling more than 34 miles in the upper atmosphere before breaking apart above Medina, Ohio, and seen across the Northeast.
Anybody see or hear what blew up? Definitely too big for fireworks. We felt a shockwave. We're not sure what it is, but it was big.
NASA says the meteor, nearly 6 feet in diameter, weighing roughly 7 tons, lit up the sky. It was even spotted by a NOAA satellite in space, unleashing the same amount of energy as 250 tons of TNT.
This thing just broke apart violently, scattered fragments everywhere. And this explosion generated a shock wave or a pressure wave that traveled to the ground. And that's the explosions people saw.
Aisha Jones lives in Maple Heights outside Cleveland and had just put her small children down for a nap when she says her house shook.
I immediately thought that somebody ran into my house or something big had hit the house.
Clearly some scary.
Did y'all even know about that? This, when I say it's all types of stuff going on around us, it's all types of stuff going on around us. That right there, if I lived in Ohio, it would have scared the crap out of me. Literally. Craziness. Kelly Custer, we pay the government to control us by taxes and our blood, sweat, and tears. Those are facts. Because guess what? They're going to do what they want to do. Well, let me say he's going to do what he wants to do regardless. Regardless. He don't want nobody else's opinion on what's going on. He's just going to do what he wants to do. I said that to Mama Ross. Especially with this weather, I'm about to get to that. She about to get to that in a minute. About all the storms that's going on. It's I'm telling you, this world, I've never seen our world go through so much in a short period of time as it is right now. I'm talking about this world is going through it. The whole world is going through something right now. Let's go.
Very moments there. Thanks to Rhiannon Alley for that. A winter storm unleashed more than 2 feet of snow in multiple states, and severe weather knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of customers. The storms also created more chaos for travelers on top of ongoing TSA staffing issues. ABC's Gio Benitez has the latest.
Tonight, travel trouble on the ground and in the air as the Midwest digs out from a record-breaking blizzard and neighborhoods up and down the East Coast clean up after violent storms. Wind gusts over 70 miles an hour from Florida to the Northeast. Outside Boston, wind tearing apart the scaffolding, leaving it hanging over the roadway in Brockton. Crews in Attleboro had to cut this massive tree into pieces and use a crane to clear it off this home. Just outside Philadelphia, Ryan Keene assessing the damage after this tree fell right on his son's bedroom.
My roofer guy's here to see what damage is done there, and we're going to go from there.
Those winds also knocking out power to more than 500,000 across the region. Meanwhile, the Midwest digging out from record snow after dozens of trucks and cars got stranded for more than a day on interstate.
It's March, ain't it? Have y'all ever seen it snow like this in March? I've never seen it snow anywhere in March. Man, if you don't believe in the Bible, you definitely should. You most definitely should. Let me check my audio, y'all. You most definitely should believe in that Bible. It's about disaster after disaster, wars. And some people better wake up. We in some critical times, baby.
State 43, just outside Green Bay, that major interstate finally reopening today. West of Marquette, Michigan, families using snowblowers and shovels trying to dig out 9-foot snow drifts encasing homes. And another 1,000 flights canceled today and more delayed because of weather, with TSA staffing issues at some major airports. The FAA temporarily halting Delta flights to Atlanta this morning after the airline ran out of room to park their planes. United also requesting a ground stop for the same problem overnight in Houston.
Gio Benitez joins us now from the airport. Gio, what's the status?
So, another thing I had mentioned yesterday that the government is in partial shutdown. Those TSA security people are not getting paid, so majority of them are not showing up to work, which I wouldn't either. If I wasn't getting paid, I wouldn't be coming to work neither. So those lines are long. If you are traveling, definitely check the weather. Make sure you checking your planes to see what's going on with your airlines to make sure that you are still good to go. Try to get to the airport 4 or 5 hours early because you are going to be in long lines. Some people have reported to be in the airports for 16 hours or more. So I'm just saying, I keep on telling y'all, be prepared and ready.
Status of flights from those airports hit with weather and staffing issues?
Well, Lindsay, we're in the same place at this point. Some days are good, some days are bad. Some airports are good, some airports are bad. And so that's the thing that you have to look at. You have to get there early. You have to get to the airport at this point early, no matter where you are or where you're going. Even if you check the My TSA app that shows those wait times, or if you check the website for the airport, because sometimes those aren't lining up with reality. Some people are arriving at these airports and they're saying, wait a minute, now I have a 25-minute to 50-minute wait in these TSA lines when they thought it would be 5 minutes long. So really, I'm telling everyone, try to get there early, very early, even 3 hours in advance.
All right. So let's say worst case scenario, you end up missing your flight while waiting on a long line for security. What should your next steps be?
So this is the problem, because when you have a weather issue, it's a different story. You can rebook. You have these no change fees to rebook these flights. The problem is you're not going to get a refund if you're missing the flight because of those long TSA lines. So you have to get ahead of it. You have to look at the time and say, okay, wait a minute. Am I actually going to make this? Remember, they usually close these doors for these planes about 50.
Let me stop it there, because how is that fair? So because you don't have proper staffing, I have to come to the airport 3 or 4 or 5 hours early to catch my plane. If I miss it, I have to buy a whole new ticket. If that ain't a damn scam, because you're not properly staffed. Because your government chooses not to pay these people paychecks. Like, I need this to make sense, for real. Good morning, Big Red Diva. Callie, because I see you said about the East Coast. So usually the East Coast usually snows until about mid-February. I've never really seen upstate get snow past mid-February, and it snowed the other day. It definitely snowed the other day, and we ain't talking about little flakes, we talking about big flakes. So there is definitely something else going on. Cause it's never snowed this late. We almost at the end of March. Today is March the 18th. We've never went this long with snow up there. The other day when I had was working, it felt like wintertime. Literally. It felt like you know how that Christmas crisp cold that like shock your bones? Yeah, that's how it felt outside. Felt just like that.
15 minutes before the flight. You have to call the airline before that happens so that you can get that changed and that you can get a refund or something to make sure that you can get on a new flight without a problem. But you got to do that in advance so you don't lose out your money.
All right, some helpful guidance there. Gio Benitez, thank you. The union United Farm Workers has announced that they will not be participating in any events for Cesar Chavez Day after the civil rights icon was accused of abusing young women and minors. The UFW, which was co-founded by Chavez, said that in a statement that they are aware of the allegations, which they called profoundly shocking, but don't have any firsthand knowledge of what they may be. Both the Cesar Chavez Foundation and the United Farm Workers say that they'll be establishing a confidential and independent channel for those who may have experienced harm caused by Cesar Chavez to share their experiences. Chavez died in 1993 after a career of advocating for farm workers. Cesar Chavez Day was officially established nationally on March 31st back in 2014. A jury in Los Angeles is now on day 3 of deliberations in a landmark trial involving social media giants Meta and Google.
Well, we can kind of fast. Matter of fact, we can kind of be done with this. But that's basically the stuff that I wanted to cover. Let's get back to our screen. Good morning, everybody popping in. Good morning, Jones Boy. Thank you for them cheers. 18 degrees, Cali Cuz said. Good morning, Cali Cuz. Yeah, that's cold. That ain't cold. It don't make no sense. It really don't. Let's see something. Okay. Lovey Star. Good morning, Lovey. Thank you for them cheers. Let me drop this link just in case somebody wants to come visit with me this morning. Okay. Hold on. Good morning, Bobby. Grand Rising. I wanted to, because I can share screen now, I want to show out a little bit. And I wanted to definitely, let me check my audio before I do this. I want to show y'all some of my grammar quotes that I be listening to. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Show y'all some things that I found. All right. So, they had the explosion at one of the airports in Dubai. Well, at the airport. This is the video from that right here. Hold on, man. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Pushing too many buttons. Hold on. Let's try to hear this.
Not too far away. Kind of felt like an earthquake, very loud noise. Everybody phones going off. Ain't gonna lie, it's kind of crazy, yo. The lady across the hall from us said she's Lebanese and this is nothing. She's experienced it before. So it kind of made us feel better, but I ain't gonna lie, growing up in the States, we ain't really deal with stuff like this. So just trying to keep calm through it all. You could like literally smell the debris. You could smell it. I don't know when we go get back to the States, but I am confident that we will. All right, so currently in the lobby.
Craziness. That gotta be the craziest thing ever to have something like that happen. That's just crazy. Just craziness. I think we need a little motivation this morning. Let me let Grandma talk to y'all a little bit this morning. Hold on. Get some more quotes that I wanted y'all to hear this morning.
The same God who brought you through the last storm already prepared you for this one. You're acting like this is the first time life got hard. Like God hasn't already shown you 100 times that he knows what he's doing. Think back, baby. Think about the thing that almost took you out 5 years ago. The thing you were sure you wouldn't survive. The nights you couldn't breathe. The mornings you didn't want to get up. And look at you. You're still here. God didn't get you through that just to abandon you now. He didn't carry you through the worst season of your life just to drop you in this one. But you forget. We all do. The moment a new storm shows up, we panic like we've never seen rain before, like God didn't part the waters the last time, and the time before that. He's the same God, sweetheart, same power, same protection, same promise. The storm is different, but he hasn't changed. So whatever you're facing right now, stop acting like it's bigger than the God who already saved you once. He did it before, he'll do it again, and he won't even break it.
Well, when I say to you that we have to have faith and believe in that man upstairs right now, if we haven't any other time, right now is the time to believe in him for sure. I want to do one more thing. I don't know who that pretty lady is right there. Let's see something. Oh, I wanted y'all to hear this right here because he ain't
And your
stopping.
next one is going to be, we want to do that special. He's waiting, but he says, let's get this one finished first. We could do them all at the same time, but bad things happen. If you watch countries over the years, you do them all too fast, bad things happen. We're not going to let anything bad happen to this country. And your next one is going to be, we want to do that special. He's waiting, but he says, let's get this one finished first. We could do them all at the same time, but bad things happen. If you watch countries over the years, you
No, they was talking about going to war. That he's laughing. They're laughing about going to war with Cuba. They want to go to war with Cuba right after this war with Iran. Man, when I say if Congress don't get him under control right now, we're gonna be having some definite problems for sure. Listen to what's going on with the this guy's about to explain to you guys and break it down to you what's going on with the Department of Education, what they're trying to do with that, because I haven't heard anyone else really break it down like this before.
Okay, I don't think people understand what just happened, because this is one of the biggest moves the Trump administration has made, and it's barely even getting coverage. Donald Trump has officially begun dismantling the entire U.S. Department of Education. Not talking about it, not proposing it, he's doing it. Here's what they're doing, and it's insane. They're carving up the education department and shipping its core responsibilities to totally different federal agencies. K through 12 education programs being moved to the Department of Labor. College and university programs, also the Department of Labor. Native American education, shoved into the Department of the Interior. Foreign language programs, handed off to the State Department. Childcare and medical education programs, dumped into Health and Human Services. This is not a restructuring. This is not a reform. This is the first real step into Trump's long-stated goal to eliminate the education department entirely. And here's the part nobody's talking about. He's doing it without Congress. They're using obscure contracts, the Economy Act, to outsource the work to other agencies behind the scenes. That way, the department collapses from the inside out without a single vote. This has never been done in modern U.S. history. A president trying to dissolve a cabinet-level agency unilaterally? That is a massive constitutional fight waiting to happen. During private briefings, officials refused to rule out moving even more, including special education and federal student loans. Yes, special education, student aid, your grants, your kids' services, all of this could be moved out of the education department completely. And remember, they already used the shutdown to slash the agency's workforce and fire employees. This is happening during chaos, while the public is distracted and they are hoping nobody notices. Whatever you think about the Department of Education, love it or hate it, this is one of the biggest federal power shifts in decades, because this isn't draining the swamp. This is dismantling the system that oversees every school district, every college student, every teacher, every kid. And they're doing it by executive maneuvering, not democracy. People should be way louder about this.
Now, how many people know about that? That's why I say, we be so distracted and worried about the wrong thing, and I'm including myself in it too. It's too much going on with our system. Mama Ross said she knew about it. I definitely didn't know about Mama Ross. That was my first time hearing about it. I knew he definitely wanted to dismantle it. I wasn't quite sure how he was gonna do it. Um, it's crazy. It's just crazy. When I say, that's why I just keep telling myself, you gotta focus. Don't get off of focus. Because, see, when you get off focus, you get distracted. When you get distracted, that means you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You can't handle your business for sure. Here's something about staying focused.
Stay focused, stay locked in. You know when you start moving in your purpose. That's how you know when you're on your path. Devil start using the ones right around you, the ones closest to you, throw you off your path. Because the devil know how powerful you are when you're walking in your purpose. Don't get distracted by what other people got going on today. Stay focused, because your purpose is way bigger than they feeling. Stay focused, stay locked in.
Oh no, I got you.
Okay, I don't think people understand what just happened, because this is one of the biggest moves the Trump administration has made, and it's barely even getting coverage. Donald Trump has officially begun dismantling the entire U.S. Department of Education. Not talking about it, not proposing it, he's doing it. Here's what they're doing, and it's insane. They're carving up the education department and shipping its core responsibilities to totally different federal agencies. K through 12 education programs being moved to the Department of Labor. College and university programs, also the Department of Labor. Native American education, shoved into the Department of the Interior. Foreign language programs, handed off to the State Department.
Hold on, y'all.
Okay, I don't think...
Hold on. Let me pause that real quick. I meant to pause it. It's going to start over again. But listen real quick. What the Department of Labor people know about running the school system? Make that make sense. You're handing pieces of the school district and the educational system over to people that don't know nothing about nothing. Nothing about not no school system. Not how it's supposed to be properly ran. This shit's crazy.
I think people understand what just happened, because this is one of the biggest moves the Trump administration has made, and it's barely even getting coverage. Donald Trump has officially begun dismantling the entire U.S. Department of Education. Not talking about it, not proposing it, he's doing it. Here's what they're doing, and it's insane. They're carving up the education department and shipping its core responsibilities to totally different federal agencies. K through 12 education programs being moved to the Department of Labor. College and university programs, also the Department of Labor. Native American education, shoved into the Department of the Interior. Foreign language programs, handed off to the State Department. Childcare and medical education programs, dumped into Health and Human Services. This is not a restructuring. This is not a reform. This is the first real step into Trump's long-stated goal to eliminate the education department entirely. And here's the part nobody's talking about. He's doing it without Congress. They're using obscure contracts, the Economy Act, to outsource the work to other agencies behind the scenes. That way, the department collapses from the inside out without a single vote. This has never been done in modern U.S. history. A president trying to dissolve a cabinet-level agency unilaterally, that is a massive constitutional fight waiting to happen. During private briefings, officials refused to rule out moving even more, including special education and federal student loans. Yes, special education, student aid, your grants, your kids' services, all of this could be moved out of the education department completely. And remember, they already used the shutdown to slash the agency's workforce and fire employees. This is happening during chaos, while the public is distracted and they are hoping nobody notices. Whatever you think about the Department of Education, love it or hate it, this is one of the biggest federal power shifts in decades, because this isn't draining the swamp. This is dismantling the system that oversees every school district, every college student, every teacher, every kid. And they're doing it by executive maneuvering, not democracy. People should be way louder about this. Okay, I don't think people understand.
Craziness. Craziness. There's craziness. When I say craziness, just craziness. Santiago says craziness. Let's hear something good real quick.
Pressure is proof that something significant is about to be birthed. You can't imagine some of the pressure people are under, trying to be the best mother they can be and ain't got the resources or the connection or the community, trying their best to graduate and don't know how they're gonna do this next semester. Pressure is real. You don't have a clue. That's why you gotta be careful how you treat people, because you may see the smile that we're wearing. You don't know the pressure that's behind that smile, which is why people think you crazy all of a sudden, because you go from laughing and talking and smiling to then when you crash out, they looking like you crashed out of nowhere. I didn't crash out of nowhere. I done had years of pressure I've been stuffing and subduing, and out of nowhere the pressure became too much. But all my mamas know, when you get ready to deliver, your organs start moving to make way. When you get ready to deliver, people start leaving. God starts shifting, because I can't have nothing in the way for what you getting ready to give birth to. If they want to leave, let them. If they don't want to support you, don't make them. I don't know who this is for, but I speak of your life. It's not going to break you. Pressure.
Man. Good morning, Mama Ross. What's going on?
Good morning. You know, this is all a part of Project 25 that he's actually put into existence, that everybody will tell them. But you know what's really good in a sense? Because the Department of Education don't do nothing but teach our children false ass bullshit anyway. So maybe it's going to turn out for our good in the long run. Maybe we can really get history back into these schools and learn out what's really the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Man, when I say this is getting interesting, it's getting interesting because a lot of people are not paying attention to that's even going on.
That's because they're not putting it in the news media. They're not putting it out in
No.
the media. They're not sharing it.
Nope. What they say, put something in the book or in the newspaper. Half the people ain't gonna read it.
That's true. That is true. It's just, we just don't realize just what we're up against. But see, I always believe that what's meant for our good, God would turn it. I mean, for our bad, can be turned to our good. And so a lot of stuff that he think he's doing to hurt us, he's actually setting it up for us to get blessed in a sense. Because those books that they got in there, you know, I just think about all the hard work. We get their ass down. I don't even care. My children gonna still learn. They're gonna learn the right shit. You know what I mean? Because you got to really look at, he's doing a lot of stupid shit, girl. There's a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, and not thinking, not like you can't tell us to, follow authority when you're not following authority.
He's not. He's doing just what he said he was gonna do. He's gonna be the king. He's gonna start a war, and he was never gonna leave up there out of that office unless they carry his ass up there like.
In a body bag.
What he said. And Congress is not doing nothing. Senate ain't doing nothing. They taking off work. They taking off work. Shit. That shit's crazy.
Sad. A child of the Most High. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's just
you know what they talking about? The ships blowing up. Are people on those ships?
Say it again.
Those ships that they're blowing up, were people on those ships?
Of course,
like Army or whatever.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
but they not even telling about that on any.
Those are ships carrying oil, and that's 17 hits. 17.
It's a lot of bodies.
A lot of bodies, a lot of oil in that water.
A lot of bodies, sure is. That. And last time they had to clean up all that oil. That cost everybody for that. It was a lot.
Talk about it, Mama Ross.
No, that was a lot.
When I say that them blowing up them ships about to cost us, I was listening.
He don't give a damn.
He don't care.
Here's the sad part. I don't even really think it's Donald Trump doing all this stupid shit. I think that's that Stephen Miller, because Donald Trump has got dementia child. He don't even know his damn name. He's sitting there going to sleep in meetings and all kinds of stuff. It's those people that he's hired that he getting rid of the education department, because none of those folk have education. They're all dumbasses. From the cross-eyed ass FBI to the damn what's the name? Pam Bundy. Oh, this is crazy as hell.
When I say This is about to get ugly. This is about to get ugly.
Yeah. I get mad when I think about how our black men was on here. Like I think Mayor was, and I like Josh, but I hate to say it, but they were on here promoting Trump like a motherfucker. I wonder if they feel bad about it now. I don't know.
Man, one thing, I'm one that I'm always gonna give my opinion. I never want to push my beliefs or my feelings on anybody.
Yeah.
I think it's good to see, everybody. So I mean, you have definitely had discussions when it comes to politics, what I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think that as long as you respect what a person feels, that's cool. But all that trying to promote and get
Mm-hmm.
somebody to shift their way of thinking,
Mm-hmm. That's what they were doing too.
yeah,
Shit.
I'm not in the ballpark to be doing any of that. Good morning, Leon. I had seen you in here also. Good morning, y'all.
Look,
I
it's
want
a
to thank
chick
everybody for
they
joining me.
sold their souls for $1,400 chick that didn't even come from Donald Trump because they thought he
Man,
gave
I'm
them some money.
telling you. I'm telling you.
He's supposed to be giving us $2,000 since he got in there and stole all that money from Social Security. And baby, they actually said, he said, I didn't ever say that. He said, he didn't even say it.
Yes, sir. You definitely did say that. And not only did you say that, now you're giving that same money you were supposed to be giving us,
Mhm.
you're giving to
ICE.
$1,000. No,
Uh,
no, he's not even giving it to ICE. He's giving it the immigrants $1,000 a piece if they just leave. If
oh
they
my,
voluntarily leave, they get $1,000 a piece.
that is crazy.
So if I have a family of 10,
So you got $10,000.
got $10,000 going back home. Our money is, in most of these
Yeah, you have
countries,
to go back over
it's
there and speak
worth.
back over here.
I'm over there rich. Yeah, send me back home. Send me back home. Good morning, Blended Healing. Grand rising to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I had to, show off a little bit, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That I definitely know how to do the screen share. It actually worked this morning. I had a little couple hiccups, but I did pretty good this morning.
Yes, you did. You did. You really did.
Yes.
Did you
How
ever
you
look at
feeling?
Condoleezza stuff?
Say it again.
You ever look up and see about Condoleezza?
No, that's what I wanted to do research on that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something else that you brought up that I wanted to do research on. I can't remember what it is. It was something this morning, and I said I'm gonna do some research on that. It's gonna come back to me when I start doing research again. If you
But you
could,
never find that part of it though, because you said that they don't have anybody that they're supposed to negotiate with those other countries and with our allies, and neither one of those people was capable of doing it.
nope,
So,
nope, nope, nope. They said they are not going. You did not ask our permission, sir, to go bomb them people. So we are not helping. Your problem is not our problem. Just like that wasn't our problem.
so all right, for real, that's definitely was not our problem. That was between Israel and them.
Yep.
Nothing to do.
Excuse
But
me.
think about it now. Epstein is an Israel spy. He's a part of Israel. And
Mm-hmm.
they said that the man in Israel threatened to show Donald Trump's videos. And you know who got
Mm-hmm.
them damn videos, who had those videos now. Okay.
Hmm.
He did we in trouble because he don't want nobody to know he been playing with a little girl and a little boy. That's some bullshit to take our life, but they need to send his sons in that war. Let their ass go get on the front line.
I seen a video of some soldiers being deployed, and they was asking where he was, where his son was. Oh, he chilling. He chilling. You know what else I seen yesterday, Mama Ross? I seen how they were talking about it's a missile that we make that costs us $1 million to make, and it's costing Iran $20,000 to make, and they can make 500 drones a day. It's taking 3 of our missiles to kill their drones. That's $3 million gone every time they take down a drone.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And they the one, and we America the ones that taught them how to do it, to send them shit from over there to them people. They didn't turn around and fight with them. What a dumbass! It's just like me giving my enemy a gun, and then I go out there with a knife to fight back. What the fuck?
Hey, if you, and that's what I wanted to do some research on too. I want to look into our wars with Iran
You got a lot of
because
static in your phone.
something. Say it again.
You got a lot of static in your phone.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let's put audio. Hold on.
You're not driving tonight, are you?
Oh no. I am not. I am not. I had set my alarm before I went to bed, and I said I still was gonna get up this morning and get y'all day started with y'all.
I know where's
Good
Red D.
morning,
She's
your
not in
mama,
the
man.
in She's not in here.
Oh, huh?
Red D, was she in here?
Yeah, she's in here.
Okay.
I had
Bring
seen her in
her.
here earlier.
Oh,
Good
okay.
morning, Big Red Diva. You want to come up and chit chat with us? When I say we all better keep our head on the swivel, we have so much going on, especially if you have younger children and they are in schools. Y'all have even more to worry about because you got your kids' education on the line.
Right.
You have a lot going on.
Yeah. It's like, but you know, that's like during they stopped wanting to tell the truth about Black history, saying that it was offending the white people. But I guess they don't think we
Man,
was offended
please.
sitting up there saying our ancestors getting whooped with whips, and you know what I mean. The education system really is fucked up to try to make us not be able to even pass those kids to pass those tests and stuff. They really is really kind of
Yes.
but it
Yes.
don't need to be
Yes.
dismantled. It just need to be turned around.
Talk about it. Good
Mhm.
morning, Money Mo. Grand rising to you. When I say talk about it, because when we were in school, the tests were nowhere near as hard
Mhm.
as they literally designed these tests for these kids to fail.
Correct. That is correct. And not only that, you got these babies going to school 8 hours a day. That's like a work day. Eight
Yep.
damn hours.
Yep. They
It's
sure
crazy.
do.
We didn't go to school on 8 hours.
Preparing them to be almost in a work setting 8 hours a day. So when they get out of school and
Mhm.
go to college, and they're going to college for 8 hours a day, and they're up studying for 4 hours a night, that they are already mentally drained for the
Correct.
work
They
system.
like robots. They like robots.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
like robots. My babies be so tired when they come home because both of my daughters are honor roll straight A students. And they be so tired. They got their little jobs. They try to work or whatever. They be so tired. I'll be like, Lord, it's crazy. But
Yep.
we were built to work. Black folk can handle that. That's their children is gonna fall apart and become the
I'm
free.
telling you. I'm telling you. I was just saying that yesterday. I could tell when my body starts shutting out because I had to be on go mode. When I say on go mode, I can literally say, okay, I'm gonna go sleep for these little couple hours, make sure I sleep the whole time. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna push it. By the
Yeah.
end of the week, my body be like, yeah, sister, we've been pushing it. We tired of you. Okay? Leave us alone.
For real. That's crazy.
Good morning, Miss Pooh Bear. How you been feeling? I ain't see you. I haven't seen you, and plus I haven't really been on here neither. There's been a lot going on. There's been a
I
lot.
think the people gonna have to put one of them January 6th around this motherfucker to get something done. Because I said the government is not doing nothing to stop this transfer of bullshit. You know what I mean? I know January 6th, what they did was out of order, but I can kind of understand. You get just that mad. You be like, what the hell?
Man, when I say, man, Congress better step up. And I'm more inclined to feel that they will step up just because they know they have to be voted back in. One
But we've
thing
been voting
about
them in all these years and they ain't been doing nothing but some bullshit. You know what I mean? Think about it. They've been
hmm
there. When you sit down and think about how we have sat down and let evil people direct us and teach us and lead us, we had to be retarded our damn selves because this is just too much. It's too much for real.
But let's not forget that this is the first time ever in history that that Republicans are running the Senate. They running the House. They
Mhm.
running everything.
Yep.
This is the first time in
And it's not
history that
even
they
normal
literally
Republicans.
have everything.
It's not the normal Republicans, them doggone Magna, which is a totally different group of people.
Yep. Yep.
Totally
Those
different.
are facts. When I start seeing the people that he's picking going against him, the people that he's picking say that they can't do stuff in good conscience because they know that it's wrong and
All right.
they're stepping down, it should make you open your eyes up.
And think about it, the people that step down are people that we really need. They had a security of all this stuff. They know about the armory and all that stuff. And he don't have nobody to replace them. So what kind of shit what
Nope.
we doing on? That shouldn't even be a thought that he ought to be out of there. This is the craziest that can be.
And then for the guy to step down, right? And then you turn around and badmouth the same man that you put in this bitch. Oh, he was weak. He was weak anyways.
He said, good, he's gone. Good, he said, it's good, he's gone.
I said, what the heck is going on here?
No, he know damn Donald Trump know damn well that he went on that war because he was trying to keep those videos secret. That's all he was trying to do. You know,
Yes.
but it shouldn't matter. He gonna still like him anyway. It don't matter. He went there touching on grown women and raping them. So what difference does it make?
Can you say that again?
Huh?
I said, can you say that again?
He did. He went in there, put in there, said it's all right to snatch on a woman's pussy. So if he got president then, what they gonna stop him from now? You know what I mean?
Because I'm trying to figure out because if that was a Democrat or if that was anybody else.
Bill Clinton got one big dick sucking, and I'll be damned if he didn't get up out of there.
You know how many presidents got their dick sucked in the White House?
That's a part of power. Sex goes along with everything, but it's definitely a part of power.
Definitely. I say these people are losing their minds. They are losing their minds.
That's true. They try to kill old people with that COVID and killing the young people for goddamn sacrifice. These people are crazy.
You know how much money they saved by doing that COVID?
A lot. A lot. There's a lot of people died. Shit, I was in the hospital.
A lot of
people.
A lot of people. Think about all the older people that passed away that worked all their life for their Social Security money.
And didn't even get to get it. All right.
And America killed them off for their Social Security money.
That's what they did. That's exactly what
you
they did.
Just as bad as that damn wife of that damn man that killed him for money and then wrote a damn story time book about it. A kid's story time book about it.
Who did this?
This damn lady. Damn, I don't think I saved it in my thing. The next time I do this, I'm gonna have that video. This lady poisoned her husband.
I wonder if am I making you static?
Hold on, let me see. No,
your phone's real static.
Yeah, it ain't you. It's my phone. Hold on, let me.
Okay.
My auto cancellation. Is it better?
The weather does supposed to go back in the 90s. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
She said the weather's going to go back in the 90s. It's supposed to go back there tomorrow, actually.
Man, listen. That's sick weather. No, that is definitely sick weather. That's that weather. Oh, it's so hot that I should put on some shorts today. And then the next day is gonna be freezing cold. And guess what? Everybody's gonna be sick.
Cause later on that day, we woke up with brown trees. Then it was hot. Then it turned around and started getting cold. The trees turned green. That was like, what the hell? Then it was like, in one day we had all seasons in one day. I was like,
I'm telling you. What it say in the Bible? Didn't it say it'd be a switch of seasons?
And you were married to tell what season is what? All right. He's definitely,
Craziness.
but we got to realize that the last will be first and the first will be last. So a lot of stuff he's doing, he's making it to be so. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Man.
That's why, I think that that's what gives me some type of peace, even with all this war stuff going on. Because if the Bible don't foretell itself, ain't nothing gonna change if it don't.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, he can't come down here and clean it up if it doesn't foretell itself.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
It's been prophesied that these are the crazy things that's gonna happen. It's been prophesied that we are gonna have that we was gonna have this crazy president.
And then spiritual wars. You know, when I was a little girl, my grandmother taught us one thing that I forever, every day think her is to pray for our minds. She taught us to pray for our minds. And none of my grandmother or mother have had like dementia or any of that kind of stuff. But that is so important because you can have all the money in the world. If your mind is not right, you're not functional. You're not.
Say it.
Mind is worth more than riches, baby. That is for real. And it's a lot of minds around here that's not done.
That's craziness. It ain't no way. Even in the orange man's mind, he know he damn crazy. Yep. He know he's crazy. He know he's making decisions yeah. He knows he's falling asleep in these damn meetings.
I mean, falling asleep and shitting at the same time. What the hell?
I says
he's in up there falling.
And this who is ruling us, this who thinks he doesn't have to answer to nobody. I swear he reminds me of a fat kid that can't get his way.
For real.
A fat kid that's in school that's a bully.
He is a felon. You can't vote for being a felon, but you can be the president. Get real. That is unbelievable.
Can felons vote?
You have to wait 7 years or so before you can vote.
It ain't been 7 years, sir. So you shouldn't even be in the office.
Exactly. He's not even he should have been able to run, first of all, when he had no military
at all.
No, he should have never been able to run, ever.
Ain't he like the first president that's never had any military background?
The first president who had never had education. And what's so crazy, talking about he was a good businessman. No, he was not. Every business that he had, he bankrupted. Every business he had, he bankrupted. None of those.
Oh, they ain't gonna talk about that. They're not gonna talk about how many times he actually claimed bankruptcy.
Girl, look, he the one started the goddamn Chapter 11. He started that shit. That man filed Chapter 11 probably over 12 times.
That's crazy.
How he come up, and then he was doing fraudulent paperwork on the loans and shit with those banks and stuff. Girl, please, man, that ain't no good business. A gangster. He's a ghetto boy for real, for real.
Craziness. And to keep America from really getting into his money affairs and his business money and all that. That's why he was giving away all that money the last go around.
Well, no, he done filed a lawsuit against the IRS for showing his taxes, baby.
Oh yeah, but he ain't gonna win that. Well, he ain't gonna win that. That's public record, baby.
He's not even supposed to sue as a president. He's not even capable. He got over $1 billion worth of lawsuits against the United States.
Sure. but we ain't gonna talk about the billions of dollar lawsuits that these trucking companies, as far as FedEx, UPS, these big name companies are suing the government for these tariffs.
But check this
because
out.
They're losing money.
Guess who approved that? Gonna approve his money? You wanna know who's gonna do it?
Who?
Pam Bundy. That's who does it. Donald Trump has set up a gangster damn thing around his place. Girl. They finna rob America all over again.
Sure. And we'll be left picking up the scraps.
Yeah,
every time like a Senate or anybody in that house, Congress, whatever, any of those electives, anytime they get in trouble and they have to go to court or they get in charges or any of this, it's the taxpayers who flipping that bill for that lawyer. It's the
Right.
taxpayers who are bailing them out of these situations.
All right.
They don't have to use their own money.
But do you know the Rockefellers? You know how they got all their money in the beginning. You know the story of Jesse James.
Good morning, Mama T. Mm-hmm.
Hey, T. Top. They good morning to you. They Jesse James was their family. That's who robbed all those banks. That's how they got rich.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when I say this reminds me, like I said, of a scorned or a wife that wants to have her way and just cares about money. She don't care who gotta go in order for her to get what she wants.
Exactly.
But one thing for sure, too, for certain,
He really
everybody
don't
has their.
care about
Everybody got their day.
but himself. He really don't.
He don't. But everybody has their day. Good morning, Tootsie.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Everybody got to answer for the things that they do.
Without a doubt. Where's Omarosa at? Remember her?
I haven't seen her in, I don't know, in a couple years. I haven't heard anything from her.
Since the last time he put her out that White House.
It's still staticking?
Huh?
Is my mic still staticking?
Not right now. It's not.
And Rose, I know you're not talking about nobody's mic, sir. I know. You're not talking about my mic.
Minutes, so it has been going pretty.
Yeah, but Rose don't need to be talking about nobody mic. Okay? Nobody's. Just thought I'd point that out. I don't know what's going on with my mic. It definitely it's been cutting up. I don't know if I should just go buy another one or what, but it's been doing a whole lot lately. And that's why I was glad that I was actually off today. So I actually sit still. Yeah, and don't have to move. I can actually be able to show y'all videos and all that good stuff. Just my 5, she don't be up this early. So I definitely wanted to be able to do the 1-2s, which I'm glad I learned because I'm definitely a visual person. I like to see what we talking about. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that. Big Red Diva, are you gonna grace us with your presence this morning, ma'am?
I know. I talked to her right before we started.
Let me drop the link just in case, you feel like you wanna, join us. What you had hit me about this morning in my in the inbox, man. I've been thinking about that so much
For real?
last night.
And people called me this morning and talked to me about it too. And I was yeah.
So let me say, excuse me. This is definitely going to be a secretive thing. We definitely, me and Just My 5 definitely have a different platform that she is putting together, because this is not going to be anything that I want the Mo3 sector trolls to be able to touch.
That's correct. Correct.
I want this to be something private that we can do privately. Without anybody knowing what we're talking about, anybody being able to drag or bring up. If I find out that anybody that is over there joining that that place of peace.
So let me ask you something. What is the Discord? Can we do that without the badness that they be doing? Or is it just a Discord just for bad people? I'm not really sure.
No. We actually have a Discord. We have one that's actually was set up for just this thing. So we can do Discord, but we also have another platform too that Just My 5 just put together that nobody can't get into. Because I don't care if it's Discord or what platform we on. If I find out that somebody is in there that's going to be disrupting somebody's peace or spreading or gossiping about somebody's business, you will be kicked out.
That's true. No exceptions. That's the truth.
I don't know why people run around here and think that that's something to laugh or play about or
That's
something to drag somebody about.
get back to all that kind of stuff. Because nothing about that is beautiful. That's something that is destroying our generation after generation after generation, and it has to be
Mm-hmm.
stopped.
Yes, ma'am. Grand Rising, my mother's keeper.
My mother's keeper. Good morning. That is for sure.
I definitely. Let me see who this is. Oh, that's Big Red Diva.
There she goes.
Good morning. I had you back there in the cold. Good morning.
What's up, pretty lady?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How y'all doing this morning?
Good. We doing good. Good morning, Big Boogie. I see you had the grandkids yesterday.
I still have them. I got two of them.
Okay. Okay. We were just talking about, what you and Mama Ross was talking about, that safe area, because I feel like if now ain't the time, I think, with everything that's going on in this sector, that is definitely some people that need that space. I think, with everything.
Never get out on mic again. Can you hear? I can't hear. Okay. Can you hear me, Red Diva?
Okay. Can you
Yes.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but she just failed. I think
Can
they
you
knocked
hear
her.
me?
I can hear you. You can't hear me? I don't think you can hear me.
Yes,
I don't
I
think
can
you
hear
can hear me.
y'all.
Okay, good, good. Okay. I
Oh,
think
they
she
got
dropped down. She got knocked down. There she goes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, now she gone. I guess she couldn't hear. This doggone thing be tripping.
It do. It actually kicked me off, and it's crazy because it seemed like it always kicks me off when we start talking about something good or something that the devil don't want us to be saying, or for us to if we trying to help somebody, it seems like that's when the audio goes crazy or some craziness happens.
Yeah, she got
It's
kicked out.
craziness.
Probably back in the back.
Yeah, I'm about to say she'll be back. Oh, she's not
Mhm.
back there yet. She should be back. Yeah, I think that I could hear it in people's voices that people definitely are crying out for that space, and
About that.
this sector is definitely not the place to do it in, for
That is
sure.
the truth. That's the same thing I was telling Red Diva. I said, baby, these folk over here, you probably right about that.
Yeah, they I even heard last night as I was going to sleep. That's why, like I said, sometimes you have to. When I say don't even go to sleep listening to this, don't even go to sleep listening to this, because it just be a lot of chaos, and it's stuff that you don't need to be taking into your soul and
right.
listening to. Because last night, I even heard one of the guys, for facts, dragging somebody, and he dragged somebody and definitely used this situation. And I said to myself, this is exactly why nobody talks on here. This is exactly why nobody. Let me fix my audio, because I'm definitely having a feedback. Hold on one second, y'all.
Wow.
Okay, can y'all
I,
hear me?
yeah, I missed yesterday. I went on it at all yesterday. I was out.
Okay. Oh, it was terrible. Especially last night. Like it just turned terrible. I was disappointed in myself yesterday. Because we had such a positive morning yesterday, and as soon as I seen a certain person, when I say cursed her out so bad, and I'm like, I can't be over here talking positive and promoting people being positive, and then the first thing
It
I do,
did. I heard it. You heard
I
her.
was, yeah, yeah.
You
Get
must
on
have been
me,
on somebody.
Big Red Diva.
You must have been on
Mm,
somebody else's panel. Because we
yes,
oh, okay.
yes. And I had got on the Discord and I just said, I gotta step back, and it's not being funny towards anybody or any of that. I just can't be a part of the mess no more.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Because I didn't get to see
You have to learn to either ignore it or don't even go on the panels when you know they up there.
I'm inclined to just stop hitting people panels.
exactly.
I can't be doing this over here and then going over there doing that.
That's true. Because they don't want to hit your positive panel, so you may as well stay the hell up off it.
Yeah, so I definitely want to apologize to the people that definitely heard me yesterday. Oh,
Right.
Oh, you must have
you-
cut up.
I did. I did.
Right. Because I had said, when I was tuned in, I was like, we had such a pleasant live yesterday, and you was on your positive stuff, pretty trucker. And then when I went over to the other panel, and I was like, oh man, it was like, wow, I wanted to say something, but I just say, well, let me let her have her
You
way.
should have. Nah, nah, nah,
You
nah, nah.
know,
Let me tell y'all something about me, okay? I'm the type of person, I want y'all to get on my ass. Especially if you say that I'm your friend and we trying to do something positive over here. If you see me, get your ass down. Come on. Get your ass down.
Yep. Because the devil be
This
waiting
ain't
on
what
that
you're
corner.
supposed to be doing.
They be waiting.
I wouldn't even say nothing. It's nothing I could have said, but okay.
Well, see, we didn't know that. I didn't see it
Oh
either.
yeah.
But some people would get mad if you go up there and try to stop them from doing that kind of stuff.
Nah, if y'all see me, this is going for the people in the chat too. If you see me cutting up, pretty trucker, yeah, bring your ass, bring your ass, come on down because you know better. You definitely know better, and I swear, as soon as I see her, she be a trigger.
gotcha.
Don't let her say my name. When she say my name,
Yeah, now we know. Now we know.
oh, mm, mm, mm,
She was talking
mm.
about Gina.
Even yes, because even when I'm trying to ignore her, like she just, soon as she sees me, she just start running her mouth, and that's why yesterday I was just
I
like,
used
let
to
me
get
just
mad with her. I
destroy
used
you.
to get mad with her. I used to be like, I'm not gonna deal with her. But when she say it's entertainment, that's all I see it as entertainment.
She be cracking me up. I be laughing at her because she be saying some stuff. That is crazy. But
Look, Kelly Cuz said I seen you yesterday, so I seen you last week too. Man, get on my motherfucking ass. Get your ass down. Get your ass down.
she feared getting cursed out.
Yeah.
Good morning, Big OG. When I say I just, that's why I say when I say God be working on me, but I still got a lot of work to do.
But you know what? Never just put this. Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that because sometimes you got to get even with even and just do what you got to do. Now, because I don't believe in no
But
turn
now
no
we
other.
know.
I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a goddamn. I believe in the old law. So sometimes you have to. I can see if you go around and just do it every day, whatever. Sometimes a person catch you off guard. You got to put them in place because they'll make you a doggone toy.
Look, my
And
mother's keeper said you
we
ain't.
all got a long ways to go.
Oh yeah. Look, my mother's keeper said you ain't cursing me out, man. If you don't come and get my ass, yeah, bring your project ass down off of that damn platform, baby, because we ain't about to do that. You know, and then like I said, it's nothing against nobody or anything. I just have to stay in my safe haven. I gotta stay in my peace, and that definitely to start my peace. It was definitely a lot going on in the sector. Um I swear I be feeling like a nosy old lady. You know, one of them old ladies that be looking through the blinds and watching everybody in the neighborhood. And when you feel we feel like being in somebody's business, you'll go knock on their door. Yeah, I've been doing that. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. What did come out of the good yesterday was that I got my glasses, y'all. I can see.
I know I gotta go get me some.
I can definitely see. Calico said, "Who is the pretty lady up there talking
Yeah.
with the black hair?" That's Big Red Diva. Oh, she know who you is. You know what?
I'm listening. I'm
Calico.
trying to keep up. I'm having a lag, a delay.
Oh, you all right? I think mine is it got something going on because I can hear it's like a lag or a echo that I'm hearing. No, OG, you ain't gonna hype your bestie up nothing. You know, I wish I would have played that damn clip about friends. And it was how the clip went was, you know, when you got a friend gonna tell you when you're wrong. A friend ain't gonna go along with the go along and just be
That's
like, yep, yeah, yep, she deserved that. No, bitch, you wrong. You can't
your
be
phone
a
is so
wolf and sheep. It's breaking up bad. Hold on.
Uh,
How it sound now?
Okay, it's better.
Okay. You can't be a wolf in sheep's clothing. You can't promote peace to the sector, and even though I definitely say I'm not part of the sector, but you can't promote peace and try to create a safe haven and then go over there and do stuff like that. Let me, and this not no excuse for why I did what I did, but what triggered me was the fact that this has happened to her before, and for you to be trying to take up for somebody that's accused of it, yeah, I definitely had a problem with it. Yeah, that and all she had to do was say my name, and it was
sometimes you
on
can't
with
help
the
it.
horses.
Sometimes you cannot help it.
But that's why you have to not put yourself in that position, or if you see, like you said, see that person on the panel, why even get up there?
That is true. I know I had passed my little
Right.
test.
That's where I played myself at, because I got up there. That's why last night I didn't try to hit no panel or nothing. I had I prayed and took my behind to bed, because I was definitely disappointed in myself for sure. But tell me something good, ladies. That
Well, you right about
what's your
that, you know.
thoughts?
Go ahead, Red Diva. Red Diva was talking. Red Diva. See what's that?
I don't know if her phone just rung or what just happened.
Yeah, but as long as you done put it in the hands of the Lord, don't beat yourself up about it. You just know next time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, pertaining. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We
I
can
can.
hear you got a big delay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have a real big delay.
I must be the only one on the computer. I haven't. So
No,
on the
I'm on
computer.
my laptop, but
Oh,
I'm on my phone too.
okay.
Um, so it's kind of like even my computer, my laptop, and my phone, they not even matching up. It's a delay with them too.
Yeah, I don't know why it's been being delayed. It's like I'm catching the messages, well, what y'all saying like late.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. StreamYard. StreamYard. So what you think of um what's the me and Mama Ross was talking about um either we can do it in the Discord or we can definitely do it on this other platform that I need to talk to Just My Five about that she's putting together for us. Um it, we it's definitely gonna be something secretive. We definitely don't want everybody over there. So we're gonna be very selective about who we let over there. Even in the Discord, if we do it in the Discord.
Red Diva, what you have to say? What you think? I think she ain't barely here.
I feel like let's talk about it first,
Yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
once we make the decision on what we're gonna do, we'll take it from there.
Okay. Okay. Yep. That sounds good. Because
Well, I'm
yeah,
about
maybe.
positive, and
Mm,
you guys know we know how to get rid of the riffraff if it's there. Some
mm,
stuff we're gonna have to let pass through. Far as the negative, we're gonna have to accept some of the negative, but not. I understand what you're saying, Pooper Trucker. You don't want stuff outside talking about what we talking about before we get to bring it.
mm. Well, with that discussion, because that's so personal and that's such a discussion um that everybody shouldn't hear because of how the Mo 3 sector is. Um if I find out that anybody's even gossiping about it, I don't care who it is, I'm kicking them out. Because it's just like going to a you going to see a counselor and you are being open and you're discussing your most personal things that have hurt you. I'm not about to let nobody play with that.
Yeah, because these folks really they'll hear somebody's story and go take it and have it all across the place. And it has to be in a place where a person feel
Right.
okay to
I
talk.
understand that.
hmm
Hmm.
I think that
So
when Ray D was talking to me earlier, we were speaking, I guess, on a general basis of just trying to help, like doing a teaching for it. Maybe if
Right.
we get personal or whatever, that could be on a private.
hmm
Once they go
hmm
through that and they don't understand it,
Exactly.
they can be taken to the private sector. But to just
And
open
then,
it
like, far as the first go round of when we bring it to the table, uh, subscribers mode, I gather, until we get a feel on that, and then
hmm
one thing you got to worry about, unless a person just want to be nosy and get somebody, they're not gonna come listen to no positive shit. No way.
Oh yes, they will. Yes, they will.
or
That's
healing.
one thing that I'm learning is that the devil will always send his little minions
Nah, you right
to
about
do his dirty work.
you right
Because
about
I've even had people that I have problems with in the Mo 3 sector to be on their platform, putting down this platform, talking about things that we're talking about over here. and tried to basically twist it into something bad. So I just think that that's so personal that I just really don't want nobody being able to disturb those individuals' healing process. Let me say that.
Gotcha.
Hmm. Yeah. Big OG, the people always gonna show themselves. One thing about me, if I see the red,
It's
the
like
flag,
we would be maybe 10 steps ahead because
mhm,
of the information that is already gathered, and all
mhm,
it has to do is be presented. So,
mhm, mhm. I think this could definitely be some it's gonna be a lot of inboxing and a lot of phone calls to get everything together and figure out who all wants to be a part of it. I definitely don't think this is something that we should be broadcasting over there in the sector for sure.
Yep. I think that, okay, I guess like,
don't
I think
want
what,
to be
huh?
a part of it, or you do want to be a part of it.
Who, me? I want to be a part of. I do want to be a part of it.
See, I think we're
I'm.
talking about two different things. I think Prince Trucker is talking about on more of a personal, like testimonial kind of spirit, and we're speaking on more of just giving out the basics of
Okay,
what
but
it takes.
and discuss it because
Yeah,
it could be
you went out.
Yeah, sure. You might have to drop down, Big Red Diva, and reset because we can't hear you. If we could combine the two, when it comes to the healing part and them
okay.
definitely giving their testimony, I want them to be able to talk about what they've been through. Because if you don't know what a person been through, you don't know how to help them. You don't know how to educate them. You don't know what direction to send them to unless they tell you exactly what happened or what's wrong.
Well, to me personally, I just think that the
Mhm.
world is just that it
Right.
everybody somewhere in their family got it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I really don't even want them to tell me their personal stories unless we're into a real deep thing that would, just like you said, by itself, because I don't need nobody to say I told nobody nothing. You know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff.
Right, but that's why I said that long as we have that safe space,
Right.
nobody with that safe space, nobody should have to worry
Go
about.
through the process.
Oh, we can't hear nothing you saying, Dave.
Be right, David. You breaking up? We can't hear you at all. Well, I was saying, Mama Ross, I, this space need to be the type of space where nobody should have to worry about if they say something
You know, it's
personal.
being used against them. Mm-hmm.
Yes, or they it's a problem with them saying something personal.
Uh-huh.
So,
I agree with that part.
mhm,
I agree with it because you got people that marinates into evil and they
mhm,
they soak they self into doing get backs and trolling and hurting people's
mhm,
feelings, taking what a person
mhm,
use it to do that, and it's just terrible. You definitely got to be people that's
mhm,
in a spiritual way, or they would not treat a person that way, because
mhm,
these are times when we can reach out and help young people, but we got to make sure that they want to be helped too. You know what I mean?
mhm,
They
mhm,
really want to be helped. They got to come. It's like a come to Jesus kind of moment, because we're looking at generations that's going to be destroyed even worse than what they are now if we don't help them.
hmm, hmm.
It's got to be stopped.
That's true.
Uh,
Mhm.
and if it start
That
with one or
is
two,
true.
get three or four or five or six, it's
Yep.
fine. We're not
Yep.
looking so much for numbers more than we're looking for people who we can touch, and
Yep.
make a difference in their lives and give them an opportunity to know that there is a place and there is a space where you could be all right, because it doesn't take much to break a curse. You just got to have a desire to do it.
Yep.
But At the same
Yep.
time, the person that breaks the curse better be prepared. If you break a generational curse, and the Lord is there with you, it's gonna be hard, but you're gonna come out of it. You know what I mean? And He's gonna bring
Yes,
you out
ma'am.
of it. Yeah, definitely so.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. That is definitely true.
Yeah, but they have to. A lot of people don't even understand, really what a generational curse is. Sometimes I think they don't, because when we're in our mother's womb, we inherit that already. It's already in us. So we don't even know nothing about this shit, but we've inherited from her womb. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, we take it like a lot of things that we paying for right now. Some shit our ancestors did.
Hmm. Man, one of my tattoos on my arm, right? I'm about to describe my tattoos on my arm to y'all. One is my upper arm is a arm and a fist with is like breaking chains, right? So the chain's supposed to come down on the inside of my arm, and it has my kids' names with like it with broken chains around it.
Okay.
That's me breaking generational curses to free my kids. Um, I have a hatchet that's got lightning around it that's breaking different generational curses. I have a lady down by my wrist with a pair of scissors over her, cutting strings attached to her that's breaking generational curses. Um, I
Calico,
really,
that is what my book is about. Just what you just said down there. That is exactly what it's about. But it's dealing more with breaking spiritual curse as well as physical curse, because you can break the physical, but if it's not spiritually broken, it's gonna come back.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, yeah, that's definitely true. That is most definitely true. Um, man, this world is so evil and is designed. These people are evil. You gotta remember that the devil, he's not attacking uh the evil people. He attacking the ones that he gotta test like he tested Job.
Huh.
Those are the ones that he's testing.
But then you have to wonder that there's a song that this little girl be doing, and she said that if the Lord give you storms and the devil give you storms, how can you tell which one where they come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm laughing at Calicut Swanson. We know for sure you ain't afraid of painting all them damn tattoos. Listen, when I say to you, and I got my leg. I got my leg done at the same time, so I'm like tatted up on the right side. So when I had got the tattoos, I kind of got them all at once. So was like getting ink fever because it was too much ink I was dealing with. I was passing out from the pain and everything.
Damn. I don't have not one tattoo.
Yeah, I'm tatted up. I'm definitely tatted up. But this was so significant to me to get my arm done because I was going through a transition in my life, and I knew that in order for me to reach that transition, that I definitely I felt in my heart, and God was definitely letting me know that I was breaking curses in my family that has never been broken before. And he's shown me that I definitely have started to achieve. My kids have shown me, our kids have shown us that we definitely been breaking some good curses, or some curses in the family that need to be broken by their lives, how they have achieved and overcame things. Your kids always show you what kind of person you are.
Oh yeah, you
One
definitely get to
thing,
see yourself again. That's for sure.
yeah,
One
one
of my
thing.
chapters that I read Diva earlier today was about
Mm,
breaking generational curse, and then the other one was about being the mother that I needed. You know what I mean? So it's all
mm-hmm.
working in it together, kind of in a sense. But when you break them, it has to be done while that baby is. It has to really start talking to those babies when they're in your womb, because you put those curses in that baby and they come into the world not even knowing what a curse is, but they already been cursed. You know what I mean? From our behavior. It has to start during the creation of life, which is important. They be worried about sending you to the doctors and make sure you take your vitamins, but you got to make sure that spirit is right when you carrying the life in it in your body. Do you know that even this, you know, I'm sorry, Farrakhan had made a statement one day, and he said that his mother wanted a girl really bad. He said, so I have some dainty ways because of that. And that really is the truth. Yep, if you want one sex and have another one, and you want it so bad, that spirit get into that child.
Wow. That's crazy. I never heard that before either.
Yep, sure.
That's crazy. I got like 10 tattoos, and most of them are really big tattoos. My mother's keeper.
You got color in them?
No.
Oh, they all
I ain't
black.
got no color. They're all black. You know, one thing I had said yesterday. Remember when me and you was talking, Mama Ross, and I was saying how 2026. You know, I said that, you know, I was cutting people off. I wasn't helping them. I got a message yesterday that definitely pointed me in a different directions. And the message I got was that this ain't the season for you to be looking for somebody to help refill your cup. Sometimes God puts people in your life for you to be used.
Who said that? Tell me that again. Say that to me.
So I had said to you yesterday how I've been cutting people off,
right?
Because I don't want to have to share myself. I don't want to have to be pouring into other people's cups.
Oh yeah, we did
and
talk
not
about that.
yeah, and people not refilling my cup or any of that. And the message I got yesterday is this is not the season for me to look for anybody to refill my cup. Sometimes God uses you to you are there to be used.
No, I
So
don't
you
agree with
know,
that. You agree with me?
I have to when it comes to my family, I do.
Oh, okay, family is different.
Because
It's different. Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about just, you know, people that's out. I'm talking about
Oh,
when
okay.
it came to my
Okay.
family. Because
No, family.
remember, I lost my grandma this year, and that was kind of the glue to the family. And I'm definitely the glue to my family, and I definitely have stepped back since she's passed. You know, just dealing with you know,
And
the
you know what's
hurt.
so crazy? If you don't do those things, I get it. Yeah, I get it. But you know, if you don't do those things, that's a part of your journey. God gonna make it just like He did Jonah. He gonna make sure you get to do it. If He got to put you in the whale and send you back across.
Man, I swear to you, Big Red Diva, we see you. Okay.
What's it
Um,
happen?
her thing is messing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything in my spirit yesterday when I got that message yesterday, it was definitely telling me, you know, you can't run from the path that God wants you to be on. You can't run from the job that He's giving you. I know that one of my jobs is to be the head of my family. Especially since my grandma's gone. I was always her mini me when it came to helping our family and being there for our family and helping with certain things. So I feel like, you know, since September, I've definitely been running from my role. And like I said, it's more so of, you know, I just needed time to heal.
Right,
But
and
that
you
message
gotta
I
take care
got
of yourself
yesterday
first.
was that my time of healing is over. Like if I don't grab hold of certain things that is going on, and I'm not saying it's bad things going on with my family. I'm saying the dynamics of family being around each other, the dynamics of family loving each other. If I don't grab hold of that right now, that is going to be lost. So I definitely got some work to do.
Right.
I definitely got some work to do for sure. Good morning, No Love. Good morning,
But you
Big
won't be on that
China.
for him if
Good
you're not
morning,
here.
Miss Paulette. Exactly. And that's what I've been taking time out to do, to definitely heal. That's I took a big loss. That was
Mhm.
that was a big loss. That it's not easy for
You
me
never get over
to
that either, girl. 'Cause, your mom still
nah.
living?
Yes,
But see,
yes.
I lost my grandmother, my dad, and my mom. So, and girl, so
Good
my
morning,
daughter,
420.
I had my kids really late. So my daughter is the first one of her grandkids whose graduation that my mom is not going to attend because my mother was very strong. She sent all of us to college, the grandchildren, the great grand. She did all, you know what I mean? So she was a big person missing out our lives. And so when my daughter went to take her graduation picture, she took my mother's picture and took a picture with her, and our whole family just fell apart because it just reminded us, you know what I mean? And so
Yep.
I don't think you ever get past when you lose your mother. That's the worst thing in the world. You don't ever get over it, ever, 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 ever. Every day is a different day, but you don't know when you're gonna fall apart or when you're gonna break. You really don't, because that you got to realize that your mother is really your God. That's the first breath that you breathe. That's the first. That's you're her flesh. You know what I'm saying? And that's who you honor, and she created you. So it's a big old difference when you leave that mother. So you definitely probably, if you're not hanging around them, you want to give them all the time that they need and love. That's really the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So your grandmama raised you?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
was definitely my mom definitely raised us. But my grandma was definitely there
Mhm.
100%. You know, when
Right.
I say we had that village, we had that village
That's how our
where
family was
everybody whooped your ass. You hear me?
Yeah. Look, and nobody, we've never been to a daycare. None of us have ever been to a daycare ever,
Mm-mm.
and nothing. And we don't charge family, but that was just part of our family raising because we had a bunch of girls in our family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a part of it, and I think that's what made me so to get into start studying about the power of a mother and how much power and alignment of a woman that this world is going to always be out of line until they allow the woman to get in alignment with the man, not behind the man, not around, but with the man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're supposed to work as one. You can't work as one and somebody walking behind.
Mm-hmm. And that's another discussion I wanted to uh definitely have. I think that's a definitely a discussion that another private discussion we need to have when it comes to people dealing with grief. Everybody deals with it differently.
Yeah.
I definitely struggle through mines. I use this platform, me talking to y'all every day and just keeping myself motivated and trying to stay positive helps me deal with it because it's definitely fresh. It just happened in September.
One of the things that I did, I asked the Lord, I said, I need you to explain to me how am I supposed to see my mother again and she's in that grave. And it snowed. My mother, first year she died, it snowed. And so one of my coworkers down in Dallas at Central Freight Lines, I had said something about the snow or whatever. She said, "Why don't you go outside and write your mother a letter in the snow?" And it was around Christmas, so I go outside, girl, and I tell her that I love her. I wrote her a note in the snow, and as I was walking back into the house, I tripped and almost fell. I didn't hit the ground. And so when I come back in and looked at because I had a picture, I had my phone there taking pictures. And when I come back in and start looking at them pictures, guess what was on that camera? My mother.
Wow.
Sitting in the yard. So it was. And I thought I was going. I said, hold on, let me try to call somebody, let them look at this picture. See, so my first thing my cousin did when she saw the picture, she said, "Girl, why you got Aunt Catherine's picture out there in the in that yard in that snow?" I said, "Nope, that ain't no picture I carried out there." So God let me know that you gonna know her by her spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see her and recognize about that way. Oh.
I think that the most thing that I struggle with, and God, I definitely been praying to Him to help me with dealing with letting go of the flesh. The person actually physically being here. Um, it's almost like I've been training my brain to, uh, think that she's still alive. You know what I'm saying? She's up in New
Yeah, she
York and
definitely
I'm
around you.
down
You can
here.
believe that. You dream about her a lot.
No, I literally have not
No, you don't.
accepted. the fact that she's gone. I just really think that, I have trained my mind to think that she's just, in New York and she's okay. And I'm just in Texas. That's why, what I'm saying, I'm not getting phone
Okay.
calls or,
You haven't accepted
worrying
that.
about her. Yeah. And, I'm just praying to God, that he definitely, gives me that peace. Big lack, and my mom
Right.
definitely been helping me through the process. Cause I have my days.
Right.
I definitely have my days. But I know at the end of the
I
day,
seen it,
I
man. I
know,
talked to my mom. Mhm.
people. The same thing you said about how you wrote the letter in the ground to your mom. I
Mhm.
Yeah, people have definitely told me, that's write her letters. Write her letters is like you talking to her.
Mhm.
That's explain your feelings, because that was definitely my go-to with everything. So, I just keep telling myself you gotta put your big girl panties on and keep moving
Well,
for
that can't
sure.
nobody tell you how to grieve in that sense. But you have
Hmm.
to like with me, I needed God to give me that answer. I needed the assurance that I would be
Hmm.
able to know who and he gave it to me. I'm sending you
Hmm.
to your thing. I'm sending you the picture and watch you trip out. I'm sending
Hmm.
you she's on that picture in our front yard. And then we always have these red birds that come. And like when my grandmother died, we had my grandmother used to wake up my sister every morning at 6:30. And when my grandmother died, girl, it was a bird come. I know, wake my sister up every morning at 6:30. Knock on the door, on the window, on the window outside, and wake her up. Because their spirit.
420 was just telling me about something like that with his wife,
Uh-huh,
about a bird that comes to visit his wife.
uh-huh.
That's crazy. Good morning, Coco. Good
Especially those
morning,
red birds,
Money Tree.
those red canary. What you call them? Canary, red birds.
Canary birds.
Uh-huh. And
It's just
it was one when my mama first died, and I did a lot of grieving at the doggone casino, and when
mm,
I would be gone, and when I come back home, it would be a bird sitting right up at the top of our like on the inside of the porch, sitting up there, and when
mm,
I waited on me to come back to this house, like he's watching over my children. It's crazy, but I
mm,
took a picture of it, and man, it's like that bird said, because birds don't even come out at night, but that bird would sit right there. Matter of fact, he built a nest in the doggone light lamp and watch.
mm,
So, and my grandmother, she used to feed birds for over 60 years every morning. So I know her
mm,
spirit is some of them birds. When she died, Spirit Trucker, all them birds came from, they was coming from all over the place. They was all in the trees and we saw them. So when they pulled off of her body, them goddamn birds followed that body out of here. But she
see,
fed them
good morning,
religiously
busy.
for over 60 years.
Hmm.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep, yep, yep.
I definitely believe that God definitely sends you signs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I definitely, get signs, um, letting me know she all right. It's
Mm-hmm.
just I'm human. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Yeah.
fleshly, imperfect human. So I definitely I never question God about anything that He does. I think everybody has their time.
Right.
Um, you know how you just be flipping through your phone or a picture might pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Just when that picture pops up, I'm just still in disbelief, and it feels like it just happened all over again.
Uh-huh. But you know what?
So
When you say you never question God, what do you mean?
how some people question God when people die, be like, well, why God? Why you take her or why you take him? Like, I've never done that. That's one thing my grandma definitely instilled in me, that you don't never question God about his work, about what he does. I think and when speaking from the healthcare part of the situation, I think,
Yeah.
when it comes to that C word, I think it's selfish if the person has the C word for you to want them to stay, because they are in so much pain.
Right,
So,
right.
I try to find some peace in that, at least that part um, of it.
Gotcha.
But it, that's why I said that's why I want to have that space so we can talk about stuff like this over there,
Uh-huh.
because I think everybody is going through something that they could use listening ears to.
Uh-huh.
It's just like seeing a counselor. You know, you're talking to people that really don't know you.
Oh, that's true. Or someone that's genuine, because I've
Yeah.
been through a whole lot. I went through a lot, and not one day did I get angry about it. You know what I mean? Because I knew that that was a part of God was taking me through that so I could help others. And to be able to, and one thing I'm going to always do is tell the truth. I've always been that person that would not be a liar, and I didn't steal. Now anything else I might have been capable of doing, you know what I mean? But lying and stealing, those are two things that I never done. And I think that was the reason, because a part of my journey is to stay that person, and have compassion and empathy for people and be genuine about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
be genuine about it.
Yes. So that's definitely when five get up today. I think that we can all get on a call and try to come up with something
See, look, I went to theology school, girl.
Mm-mm.
I went from pimping to preaching, baby. I'm
You
just kidding.
know what? You is a mess. I was sound like about you. I said Mama Ross is a hot mess. You hear me? I said a hot mess. I said she be telling the damn truth. I said, but she's a hot mess. I said when I hear her voice, I said I know she definitely been through some things and definitely got some knowledge that I definitely want to hear off of YouTube.
For real.
For facts. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning that's rolling up in here? Hope everybody had them a good rest on these chilly days, because it's definitely still cold. Somebody said it's supposed to be 90 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm inclined to put some shorts on, even though I know I'm gonna be sick. But we'll see.
I just
We'll
don't know
see.
how
Cause
to dress.
man, I'm telling you, yesterday I was so bundled up. I had jeans on, socks, and t-shirt, and a hoodie. I was so doggone cold it didn't make no sense. None.
Yes, Lord.
None.
It was 31
None.
degrees. I was gonna take my kids to school, girl. I came back in his house. I said, "Y'all gonna drive yourself."
It is cold. It's cold.
Mm-mm.
I'm telling you, I've never felt it this cold around this time of the year
It's a
in
different kind of
Texas.
cold. It's almost like a painful cold. It's really different.
Yes, I said that. I said it's almost that cold, like in the around Christmas time. That type of cold, you go outside and it almost shocks your bones.
All right.
Because it's so cold. Yeah, that's how it felt.
It
That's
hurts.
exactly how it feels. Yes. Yes.
Oh, it hurts.
Man, I'm so thankful to y'all for joining me every day, and for us
This is my
definitely
time of
having
night.
these
I sleep in the
discussions.
daytime.
Okay.
I get up at night, so I enjoy talking positive stuff, because I don't want
Oh
my
yeah.
living to be in vain. I want to do something to help somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
telling
it's
you.
hard to deal with people that don't want no help, or that really don't give a damn about you wanting to help them. So I keep my peace and stay away.
Yes, ma'am. When I say protected at all costs, protected at all costs. I don't care. I said that yesterday. I don't care who got to go. It's for you to protect your peace. But whatever you got to do to protect your peace and protect your soul, that's something that you definitely want to strive to do every day.
That's the truth.
We definitely learning something every day for sure.
Yep, and when you know what, and when you leave and get off your, that to ask God to guide you to go to the right places, or not to go to any places at all, that's gonna take away your peace. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no. Well, see, what I'm gonna do today is when I get off of here, I'm gonna make the family some breakfast, and I'm gonna take my behind to sleep.
Okay,
Back to
that's what
sleep.
I'm going to, because I've been up.
Okay. I told myself that today I'm off. I'm definitely gonna check on the kids and all that stuff. Like I'm not even gonna indulge in being on my phone today. I kind of really need to I need to reset, and I'm thankful to God that I had today off. Sometimes it's not about a physical reset. Sometimes you have to mentally reset, because it does be a lot going on. So I think today is one of them days that I definitely need to reset, and I need to be a little bit more focused. I got to get back on my right path because yesterday was crazy. Yesterday morning, I was terrible, y'all. I'm about the front. When I say it was
You went
bad, it
down in
was
the gutter. You went down in the gutter.
man.
Oh my God.
If my mama or my grandma, let me tell y'all something about my mama and my dad. I don't curse in front of them. When I
Neither
say
do
I don't curse in front of them, I don't say not one curse word in front. Even if I say damn, I apologize
Yep.
because that's still a curse word. I don't curse in front of them. So if they would have heard me yesterday, I would have had soap in my mouth.
Girl, and but look, I would say that's how I look. I don't curse in front of my mom. I'm 65 years old. It was so funny. I'm not even 65. Shit, I'm 61. And so when I was 45, is what I tried to say. This girl asked me, "You got any tattoos?" I said, "Girl, my mom would kill me." So, but then she said, "Girl, you 45." I was like, so I know what you mean by that. I don't do it. I don't
Yes,
do it in
thank you,
front of nobody
Busy, for
else's
them
mother
cheers.
either. Mhm.
No, no. It's a respect thing. You know, it's definitely a big respect thing. I just don't do it in front of them. Like even though I smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke in front of my mom. My grandmother's never seen me smoke cigarettes. It's just it's just showing respect. I'm gonna give it to her. Matter of fact, Mama Ross, I'm about to put it in the back chat.
What's up? What's
I'm
somebody
about to
sent me some?
I'm about to give you my number in the back
Okay,
chat.
okay, cool. Then put it down. Yeah, and I'm
Um,
going to let you. I'm going to go and let you finish off your thing. And I just wanted to tell you
mhm.
thank you once again to come up and share some fun and make you laugh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Without you be the
appreciate y'all
best.
every time y'all join me. You too. I put it in the back chat. Make sure you
Okay,
got
you put
that
the
phone
number
number. Yep. I
in the
put it
back.
back there.
Okay, I see it. Let me get.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
get it for
Make sure you
before I go
get
down.
that so we can
Okay, hold on for a second.
definitely connect today. We can get just my 5 on the 1 2 so we can definitely set something up. Kelly Cuss said, I can't wait to make it to
Okay, I
60
can
years
hardly see
old.
Chad. Hold on.
I truly can't wait. I'm telling you, you better go get you some glasses. You better go get you some glasses. I swear, I put my glasses on
Yeah, because that
yesterday.
cat gets hot. That cat gets hotter. You heard
Man,
what I
you will
told her, but
see.
that cat gets hotter, baby. They can freaking believe
I seen a whole new world yesterday with glasses on, for sure. Peace and blessings to you
it.
too,
Yes,
Miss
Lord.
Pooh. Man, I thank y'all for the positive energy and the positive vibes that everybody bring to every show that we do in the mornings. I definitely,
All right,
just
baby.
because I
Thanks.
was
I'll call you
off,
later. What time you want me to call?
probably like I'll be up probably back up by like 11:30, 12.
That'll be
I'll be
good by the
back
time I
up.
get up. Okay, cool.
Yep,
That'll work. All
yep.
right, bye.
That all right. Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Good morning, Z. I said thank you.
You're welcome. Knock me down. I don't know why I can't ever get
Okay,
down.
hold on. Let me see. I got you. Okay, there we go. Good morning, Z. Kelly, you said you can't wait to get 6 years old. I truly can't wait. I can wait, baby. I can definitely wait. I can definitely wait. Thank you. Oh, BZ, you missed everything last night. Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about that. So probably in the Discord. You can catch up probably there. I'm pretty sure somebody will run it back for you because it was a lot. That's why I took my behind to sleep. For sure. Um, Kelly Cuz said, damn, no more positive shows after yours. I'm sick because I'm staying in the house today. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna see how I feel later on. Maybe we can come on and do some more positive stuff. Let me see. I want to send y'all out with something good. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. I definitely want to send everybody out of here with something positive on their minds. I want to start putting up some what do you call that? Some recipes. That's what I want to start putting up too because I be having some good old recipes. Some good old recipes. Let me see. I'm gonna give y'all something good. Hold on. Oh, I got a good one for y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me go back over here. Let me share my screen so I can give y'all something good real quick before I get up out of here. Yes, and you know I love cooking. My mother's keeper. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all this one right here. Can y'all hear that? Nope, y'all can't hear that. Hold on.
Baby, you can't fight spirit with flesh. You keep clapping back, but all that's doing is draining your oil. Every petty comment, every triggered moment is costing you peace and you can't afford to waste, baby. The enemy ain't loud, baby. He's strategic. He'll use the people closest to you. He'll wrap confusion in familiar voices. He'll stir up chaos on your way to clarity. Not everything deserves your reaction. Some things require your restraint. Don't scroll yet, baby. This next part gonna save your mouth and your mind. God said, if you want me to fight for you, you got to stop stepping in my way. You pray for peace, then go starting debates. You ask for protection, but keep texting demons. Let me be your defender, baby. You ain't built to battle everything. You don't have to prove your point when God already cleared your name. Let them keep arguing with people when it's the spirit behind them that's after you. Baby, you can't fight spirit with flesh. You keep clapping back, but all that's doing is draining your oil. Every petty comment, every triggered moment is costing you peace and you can't afford to waste, baby. The enemy ain't loud, baby. He's strategic. He'll use the people closest to you. He'll wrap confusion in familiar voices. He'll stir up chaos on your way to clarity. Not everything deserves your reaction. Some things require your restraint. Don't scroll yet, baby. This next part gonna save your mouth and your mind. God said, if you want me to fight for you, you got to stop stepping in my way. You pray for peace, then go starting debates. You ask for protection, but keep texting demons. Let me be your defender, baby. You ain't built to battle everything. You don't have to prove your point when God already cleared your name. Let them keep arguing.
And I'm gonna leave y'all with that good message of the day for sure. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Everybody have a good day. Thank you for joining the live. We got some real good things that we are working on and going to be working on behind the scenes with some things. Y'all have a blessed day. Make sure that y'all keeping your head on a swivel for anything that's going on around y'all. We have a lot of things going on. Y'all stay warm, stay blessed, and to the next time. I'll see y'all later.
Thanks for rocking out with your girls, you know what I'm saying? It's been real, baby. But we got to go.
Now see, if you had got you some act right, that wouldn't have happened in the first place. Bye, we out. Y'all come back now. You hear?